Confident, vibrant, and quirky with an edge, this is 10 Minutes with Tiffany Jaye, featuring the inside scoop on her mind, embodying interests, thoughts, and opinions. Also, the day in the life of an upcoming artist as she juggles the world around her, a 9-to-5, along with a handful of gifts and talents that will blow your mind. All things Tiffany Jaye on her website at www.misstiffanyjaye.com. Now, let's get into the show. All right, everyone. With adulting being the hot topic of today, especially with millennials, I want to know, how do you stay balanced and how do you stay consistent in reference to your time management and all the things that you got to do for the day? So, adulting means to behave like an adult and do the things that adults regularly do, which could be what? Right? So they say by the time you're 26 that you are mature, or your brain has gotten to the point where it's, I would say, solidified, even though we still have, like, it's still what's it called? Is it plasticity? Like, your brain is still able to, like, be able to morph and form in the way that you choose. But 26 is the time where you're like, okay, it's pretty much where it's supposed to be. All right, so you're in college, or you're in school, let's say middle, high, and then you go to school or secondary school as far as like master's or getting your PhD. And in that particular setting, right, everything is already planned and mapped out for you. And so you have an idea of what to expect, where to go, and you also get graded. But then after school, there are no particular like plans, unless maybe you fall right into the job or the niche that you want to do for your life, and then you follow on that track or that path. But a lot of us, sometimes we struggle because things can happen to us. For example, as far as running your finances, running a household, managing your finances, I should say, running a household, what to do when a crisis hits, such as if you happen to get laid off, you lose your job, if there's birth, if there's death, you become a power of attorney over someone in your family, if there's divorce, if you get married and you're just like, well, what do I do? How do I begin to play my role as far as husband or wife? What about jury duty and how to navigate that? Where do you go to get important documents? Where's your Social Security office in your town? Or where do you get your birth certificate? Things like that. What do you do if your car gets repossessed? These are just a number of things. Not that these have all happened to me, but these are just things that I just came up with the top of my head. And so with all these things, they can wear on a person, whether you live a 9-to-5 or whether you have a flexible schedule because you're an entrepreneur, or whether you travel. There's a lot to manage here. And when you are, let's say, of your first 26 years of life, because you are in school, when you have a particular pattern, then all of a sudden it has to shift and change. It can be very difficult to begin to maneuver and manage unless you've been taught that from the time that you were very young. So I first wanted to talk about, let's say, what to do as far as, let's just starting off with a morning routine. Some of the things that I'm honestly struggling with are, in reference to time management, is just pretty much getting somewhere on time. So let's just say with work, and I have since been pretty successful in the last 3 weeks consistently. And I've been successful at least for the several months now, but I'm meaning like pretty successful. And so some of the things you have your calendar app, and you have like a reminders. Well, first I wanted to say, in reference to your calendar, everyone should have some kind of place where you are jotting down the things that you need to book for the day, right? Whether it is just a piece of paper, whether it is an actual old school calendar, whether it's a notepad, a planner, or whether you're using your phone. That could be something that is very beneficial for you. Also, once you have your calendar, you can use it like your personal assistant, someone who is reminding you each and every day as far as of what you have to do and what your agenda is. And so I use mine where I send myself email reminders, I send myself text messages, and different notifications to let me know, hey, this is coming up in the next few hours, this is coming up next week, or even 3 weeks from now, so that you can move and plan things accordingly. Once I have those reminders set, the plan is to actually try to stick to them. It's very, very difficult to have a successful, let's say, career, a successful, like running a successful household, and having people be able to depend on you if you cannot rely on yourself and keep to your word. So the first thing in reference to morning routines, one thing that I've done is with my reminders, I break my things down. What I love about my job is we have like opening and closing duties. I talked about this in one of my other podcasts, and it really helps me. Sometimes people need to be micromanaged, and sometimes in certain areas they don't. Before having a child, I've been able to kind of fly by the seat of my pants, and the appearance would look like, oh, she's got it together. But then once you have something as inconsistent, I would say, as a child, until you get them on a routine, it can be very nerve-wracking if you don't have a routine yourself. So it sounds so stupid, but I literally have a reminder that has checklists. And these are my checklists. For example, it says morning routine, and this is how you start your day to have an amazing day. So I'm supposed to pray, and I check it off if I do it. I read a scripture, I check it off if I do it. I'm supposed to clean her bottles or anything that pertains to like food items to get her diaper bag ready. So getting the diaper bag ready is one check. Then for me, I need to shower, take care of my hair, make sure my face is taken care of, and what am I going to wear for the day? What makes it simple is if you have a job that you wear the same thing every day. But if you like to style and profile and things like that and coordinate, then you need to have those things, I would probably say, done the night before. I struggle with getting Sonia Ice diaper bag taken care of the night before, and I'm going to do better. And then after that, I head to the daycare, and I have a time where I want to be there by 7:15. I might get it every other week as far as getting there at 7:15. I've been struggling, but I do leave the house by about 7:25, 7:30. And then I'm out on the road between 7:50 and 8 to do my hour commute to work. And so the good thing is sometimes when life really tries you or stretches you to the max, when life does that, it really gives you an opportunity to dig deep within so that you can be your best self for when life does ease up on the pedal, if that makes sense. And so, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that for right now. As far as a morning routine, I'll let you guys know how I'm doing with that. I have been pretty consistent with it, but I'd like to do better as far as getting my nighttime set up so that I can be even more successful in the daytime. It would be great if I had all my clothes laid out. It would be great if all of her things were cleaned. We typically, and I will do nighttime routine later, but we typically shut everything down by 9 o'clock. I want to have her eating her last meal or bottle or warm milk by 8:30, and then somewhere between that next hour and a half, we're doing bath, getting her hair together, finding clothes, and maybe reading some books, and maybe watching, like a Miss Rachel, Gracie's Corner, what's the other one? Coco Melon, any of those things, and then we try to make sure that we go to sleep. Sometimes when kids get sick or ear infections or whatever the case, they're teething, those things throw you off, and that's when you have a hard stop on what your routine is, it can really help you to stay on track. Don't be discouraged if you do get off track. It's okay. Oh, last but not least, you have your calendar. So we are social beings. We love to enjoy ourselves and have a really good time and hang out. One thing that can really mess you up is if you overbook yourself. Don't feel like you're missing out and thinking that you have to be everywhere. You don't have to be everywhere. It gives yourself and the people an opportunity to miss you, so that when they do see you again, your presence can actually be a real present. So keeping that in mind, let's have a calendar. Let's stick to it. Let's figure out what our routines are going to be, whether they're morning, noon, or night. And then just stay positive and upbeat so that you can be successful for your day. Thank you guys, and I hope that this helped you a lot. That was another edition of 10 Minutes with Tiffany Jaye. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. I know I did. Now you can get more episodes on my website at www.misstiffanyjaye.com. But don't stop there. Hop on over to the music tab and check out your favorite Tiffany Jaye record, starting with my latest singles, Work For It and Callin' Me, which is on all digital platforms. Also with a bomb video showcase on YouTube featuring the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina. How do you stay consistent? How do you stay balanced? How do you keep it together as if everything is okay? I don't know. But what is really cool is if you are a member of my website, which is misstiffanyjaye.com, you can submit your response that can help myself and others. So if you're a member, you have access to create your own blog post. Now, if you love writing, this will be the perfect time because then you can just get it all out. You can journal, do all those great things, right? But if you don't like writing, you can post a video. You can submit it on YouTube, and then you can actually embed that into your own blog post for the rest of us to see. And then just put a few little captions and bullet points that talk about what you talk about in the blog post.